Hello everyone, my name is Grace and today I want to talk about linguistic competence and performance. But first of all, what is competence? Well, competence is a knowledge which is in your mind about a particular language. And what is performance? Performance is the use, expression, manifestation of that knowledge. You know language, it's your competence, but when you use language, it's your performance. So performance is the result of your competence. Well, if mentally you are capable of producing language, you are competent and have knowledge about a particular language. The knowledge is translated, manifested, expressed, and used in a real utterances. For example, I am speaking, that is my performance. The knowledge that I have enable me to speak, that's a competence. Everybody is possessed with competence because competence is social, but performance is individual. So let us discuss more detail. Well, so the question here is, what is linguistics competence? Linguistics competence refers to the unconscious knowledge of grammar that allows a speaker to use and understand a language, also known as a grammatical competence or I-language. According to Chomsky, competence is the ideal language system that enables speakers to produce and understand an infinite number of sentences in their language and to distinguish grammatical sentences from ungrammatical sentences. This is unaffected by grammatically irrelevant conditions such as speech errors. This understanding of linguistic competence implies that grammar and vocabulary should not be taught in isolation. Instead, they should be introduced within themes and topics. For example, words such as contaminate, domestic waste, and toxic can be introduced when discussing pollution. So we move on to linguistics performance. Noam Chomsky in 1960 to describe the actual use of language in concrete situations. Performance is defined in opposition to competence. So, performance requires extra linguistics knowledge, such as an awareness of the speakers, audience, and the context, which crucially determines how speech is constructed and analyzed. It is also governed by principles of cognitive structures not considered aspects of language, such as memory, distraction, attention, and speech errors. And part of the motivation for these distinctions between performance and competence come from speech errors. Despite having a perfect understanding of the correct forms, a speaker of a language may unintentionally produce incorrect forms. This is because performance occurs in real situations and is subject to many non-linguistic influences. For example, distraction or memory limitation can affect lexical retrieval and give rise to errors in both production and perceptions. Such non-linguistic factors are completely independent of the actual knowledge of language and establish that speakers' knowledge of language or their competence is distinct from their actual use of language, their performance. So, the benefit of learning linguistic in linguistic competence and linguistic performance is linguistic is not only teaches us about languages, but also improve practical and intellectual skills.